Hey, how y'all doing? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my strategy for next year. So as I've already made it clear, and as I'm sure a lot of you already know, I'm going to be changing some things up next year. Okay. And I'm going to be pivoting from one strategy to, well, actually implementing several different strategies into next year. Now, I want to also make very clear for the individuals who are trading that old strategy, nothing is wrong with it. Nothing, it's still a profitable trading strategy. So the strategy that I traded all throughout 2023 is still a profitable trading strategy. It's still a great strategy. And for any of you that are not aware of the strategy that I'm talking about, I'm actually going to leave a link in this video description, to the model that I traded all throughout 2023 and absolutely cleaned up, right? So absolutely cleaned up, and then that begs the question, well, if you actually cleaned up, Michael, then why are you switching? Okay. Because I simply found a better way to do things. I listen to my data. I listen to the data. And if I find a better way to do things, if I find a way of trading that would give me better returns, well, then I would be stupid to not do that. It doesn't mean the old strategy that I was trading is now not working. It just means I found a better way to do things. And that's what I'm focused on next year. So everything I do, kind of get into what my strategy is about. I'm going to talk about some things real briefly in this video. And coming into next year, I'm going to, at the very least, plug at least one trade review a week on the public YouTube channel. The 1%ers, the mentorship club, of course, are going to get trade reviews every single day, as I always do. And I'm going to be talking about my trading style in the live streams as well. For the public YouTube channel, once a week, I'm going to try to give some trade reviews on there, and you'll kind of get a glimpse of how I'm doing things, my strategy. But everything I do is based around market structure and liquidity. That's basically it. It's market structure and liquidity, and my trading revolves around that. Everything I do is based around that. Okay, so I think the best way to explain how I'm going to be doing things next year is to kind of go over the price actions from this morning that we saw. And I'm going to give you some examples of the things that I would have taken. Okay, or because I haven't started this trading style yet. I'm starting at 2024. Okay, so we're into 2023. But if I was to see these things right here, this is something that I would be taking if I was already trading that style. These are some setups that I would have taken this morning, and you can kind of go into them, study them, and see my thought process. Okay, so I had a few different plays this morning, and let's start with GBP USD. Okay, so GBP USD, this was a setup that I called in my free Discord chat this morning. Okay, and if you're not a part of my free Discord chat, you want to get in there, right? #1 Discord channel in the world, no competition, right? It's 100% free, right? So I'm going to leave a link to my free Discord chat in the video description where I call all my plays out. Okay. Now, I'm not selling like an alert service. Okay. I want to make that very clear. It's only join my free Discord chat if you're really serious about learning. If you want an alert service, this ain't the place for you. Okay. If you're lazy, this ain't the place for you. Okay. I want traders in my chat that are serious about becoming self-sufficient, that are serious about obtaining consistent profitability. Only those types of traders join my chat. If you want alerts, then you can just get lost. I'm not interested in having you in there. But not to get too sidetracked, just want to make that clear. So I'm not just talking in hindsight, like it looks like I'm talking in hindsight here. Nope, everything's called beforehand in my chat. All right, so what I was going to say was GBP USD. Here was the setup. So this thing is overall very bullish. Or right now it's 4 hour is bullish at the moment. And what I noted this morning on GBP USD was it was consistently trending up for a while now, and it was making new highs. And what I saw on GBP USD this morning was it made a new high right here, and we saw a pullback. It saw a pullback right here that created liquidity. Now, this particular setup is with a counter trend trading strategy that I'm going to be implementing. Again, it's one of the many strategies that I'm implementing. I have different stuff. I have strategies that is aligned with the trend as well, but this is one very specific strategy that is counter trend. And for this strategy revolves around liquidity. Okay, it revolves around liquidity and understanding, having a firm understanding of where other trader stops are. Okay. Because you got to put yourself inside the mind frame of a market or an opposing market participant. This thing is moving up really strong right here. And you can see GBP/USD, if you follow my cursor, it pulls back and it has a pullback right here. And it does what? It creates a swing low. I want you to notice that. See how we get a swing low that is created right there? And what does it do? Like whenever price does this, guys, whenever it has that move lower and it creates this swing low and it's been ripping up, it's been looking very strong, but it does this. What is the intention of this? To create liquidity. Think about that, because what's it doing? In simplest terms, what does a swing low mean? It means it's indicating that it's finding its bottom. It's indicating that it is ready to move up higher because it puts in its lowest low right here and it's starting to push up. It's making new highs in here and it looks like it wants to take that high. It's been bullish for a while now. And then these other longs, they see this in their head. They're thinking, okay, it's ready to go up now. And where are they going to keep their stops at? You can anticipate this. Where are they going to keep their stops at? They're going to keep their stops underneath of support. That's the intention of this swing low right here, was to create liquidity beneath that low, and boom, right away I understand that. Now this isn't enough solely for a trade. I don't just like see the 4 hour, for example, put in a swing low and say, okay, go short, blindly go short, look forward to take out this low. No, pay very close attention. I need something very specific to happen on the lower time frame chart. Now keep in mind, as I said, this is a counter trend trade strategy here. It pulls back and it puts in a swing low. It's very bullish market structure. But now I'm going to go to the lower time frame and I'm looking for a very specific signature so I can capitalize on the run of these stops, because that is my objective with this specific strategy. I have different strategies. Again, this isn't the only thing I do, but I'm using just examples from today to kind of show you what I'm going to be doing next year, what you can expect. I understand right away that I want to attack these sell stops. I understand right away that this swing low, it created liquidity right here. It's bullish, but it created liquidity. It created sell stops right there. So I know right away I have willing sellers right here. It goes back to one of my probably my most known trading quote is, wait for liquidity or you will be the liquidity. Right away, I know where that liquidity is. I know where market participants are at. And if you can do that one thing alone right off the bat, you already got a big edge in your favor. I know that liquidity is right there. Now, what I did next this morning was, and I posted it in my free Discord chat, again, link in the video description, I identified that lower time frame change in trend. Now, keep in mind, guys, we already got that swing low created at this point. Now we're on a 15-minute chart, but don't forget that 4 hour chart has already created that swing low. It has already created that liquidity. It has already it has that bait. This is all that is. It's bait. Because look at this chart. It has this big push up here on the 15-minute. It's starting to move higher. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. It's starting to push up, and it creates this liquidity right here in the process. That we have willing sellers right there. I've already identified them right there. And then what happens this morning is key. What happens in London session is key. I see a shift. I see a change in trend. Look at this, guys. Look how it's putting in. Look at this lower high, lower high, lower high. It's consistently putting in lower highs now. Look at this big displacement. Look at this fair value gap confirmation right here in London session. This low right here, it's still there. That liquidity that was created the other day, it is still there. We have willing sellers right there. And now we get a change in trend. Remember, we got this big ramp up. This big ramp up took out higher time frame buy side already. And this pullback, while operating within a bullish market structure, didn't take out any higher time frame sell stops. Now, did it? If it did, well, then that wouldn't be something I'd be interested in. But it didn't. It took out buy stops. It just had a simple pullback and it created liquidity. So it's going to want to seek those sell stops now. But again, the other component to this strategy is I need to see that shift. I need to see that displacement. I need to see it confirm. So then once I get that change in trend, I can piggyback that momentum to take it down into these sell stops. Because we have willing sellers right there. Guys, you see this type of signature all the time. And again, this is one of the strategies that I'm implementing. It's not the only one. It's a counter trend trading strategy. But the sole intention of this particular strategy is to attack sell stops, to attack buy stops, depending on whether you're buying or you're shorting, right? And you got to have a firm understanding of liquidity. That's it. Your counter trend trading, like this is bullish trend right here, and you're looking for a short, but that's fine because you're just simply taking these sell stops right here. That's it. Now, we get a displacement in London. Do I want to be shorting down here? Like, do I want to go short down here and then target this low right here? No, that is awful risk reward, right? Because I want to pull back into a premium marketplace. Look, Fibonacci from the absolute high of the displacement range to the low. So you can see it still kind of connects, and we have some similar signatures as my other strategy. I'm utilizing the premium, the discount in this strategy right here, and it comes up to a premium that's valid. That's where you get short. Guess what? You keep your stop right there, and you can attack those sell stops. That's what you do. And then look at this. It sells off and attack those stops. That's it. I'm done with it at that point. That is all I want, because I'm simply trying to run out these sell stops. Now it's taking out higher time frame sell stop liquidity. It's a little bit riskier for a short, or not a little bit. It's a lot more riskier for a short because it's overall bullish. And that's why you saw this big ramp up a little bit later. That's why you saw this big ramp up, because it took out higher time frame sell stops. I was talking about this, and I do think it's still going to have a deeper move lower in the near future. I still think it is, but you got to listen to the price. And then after I saw it take out this liquidity, I saw it had the lower time frame shift. Guess what, guys? It gave another setup with another new strategy that I'm going to be implementing. Like in one play right here this morning, guys, we had one setup right here, and then we had the second setup right here. Now, admittedly, like I didn't get around to posting this one in the free Discord. I'm not gonna act like I did. It's just I had my focus elsewhere. I was dealing with some other stuff. I think I was editing the video at the time or something like that, and I did miss this one, right? So, but it was a setup, and I'll tell you why it was a setup, and I'll break it down. But this was the first one. I posted that in chat, had really good fall through. Boom, that was counter trend. Now this one's actually aligned with the trend, but it's a lower time frame play. Like this specific setup, you execute on the lower time frame 5 minutes. Okay, so here's the deal. Remember what I just said about GBP/USD right here. It's overall bullish, and now it's taking out higher time frame sell stops. We purged that level as we were looking for with the first strategy, but now here's the deal. It's bullish overall. You're taking out higher time frame sell stops right here, and when you take out a big level like this and the trend is bullish, you can expect a nice move higher in the near future if it's a stop run, right? Which is what I was anticipating. This is a stop run right here. It took out that low. Look how it failed to displace beneath it, and that is a bullish signature. So here's the deal. Here's what you do next with this strategy. It's in London session, or actually, no, wait a second. It's about to come into it's in New York Keystone, about to come to New York here, right? And we take out this low right here. Okay, so we got this move lower. We clean out this low right here. We clean out the equal lows. All right, because we actually took out the higher time frame liquidity a little bit earlier right here, but I was still anticipating that it was going to have another move lower because it created equal lows right here. So I wanted to wait for those to get cleaned out first. It did right here. Boom. We clean out equal lows. Now the trend is bullish. We've taken out higher time frame sell side liquidity. Okay. And now we're coming into New York session, which is prime time for a reversal to occur now, because it's been selling off all throughout London, and it's taking out higher time frame liquidity while operating within a bullish market structure. Okay. So again, it comes back to having a full understanding of market structure and liquidity. It's bullish trend. You can't neglect that. Okay. You can't forget the fact that this trend is bullish. And now you're taking out higher time frame sell side. Guys, that is something that could be giving you a nice reversal in the near future. Okay, it could be a shift, but it also could be a stop run. You just got to listen to price and the signatures it provides you. You got to listen to it, right? Okay, not predicting anything. I'm reacting to what I see here. I'm reacting to see if it can give me confirmation. Okay, so we're coming down and we're taking this level right here. Right here, we end up getting that big push up right here. See this? We come up and we crack a short-term high right here. We get a strong close above that level right here. So it comes up and it cracks that short-term high. What is that? That's a swing high. What do you need for a shift in market structure to the upside? You need it to crack a short-term high. Boom, there it is. It cracks a short-term high. It has a candle close above it. That's what you want to see. For the best shift in market structure, you want to see the candle close above the short-term high. And we got fair value gap confirmation in there as well, as you can see. Now this is very important to note this. For my whenever I'm trading and I'm executing on the 5-minute chart, I don't need to pull back into a discount marketplace in the displacement range. Let me say that again. Whenever I'm executing on the 5-minute chart, I don't need a pullback into a discount on the displacement range. The candle close and the fair value gap is ample. As soon as you get that, you can just mark it in on the 5-minute. Now, this isn't for every single strategy that I have. Okay, this is for this specifically on the 5-minute chart. Okay, when you do something like this and you're taking out a big level like this and the trend is bullish like this and you have this shift like this, you're simply looking to capitalize on the stop run up above. We have a big bucket of buy stops right here. I've already noted that because, again, I want you to actually zoom out here real quick and look at this. This is overall bullish. and you're taking out higher time frame sell stops, and at the same time, you just put in a higher time frame swing high right here. What's above that swing high? That's resistance. What's above resistance? Buy stops. Right away, I noticed we got buy stops right there. I noticed the market structure is bullish. I noticed that we're taking out higher time frame sell stops, and then I noticed we have a lower time frame reaction right here. We have a lower time frame shift in market structure right here. Confirmation. I don't need to wait for because what you'll notice is a lot of times it doesn't give you that pullback into a discount. It'll leave without you if you wait for it. Because trust me, guys, I've went in there and I've tested it, and you don't get a lot. You don't get very many pullbacks into a discount with these lower time frame plays like this. Sometimes you will in certain scenarios, specific scenarios. But what I've found, the best bet with this particular strategy, go off the candle close. You get the fair value gap, you get the candle close, you just get in, boom, target the highs. That's what I saw right here. And that's what happened. So at that point, did you see that shift taking place right here? At that point, it's time to switch directions. Because originally I was looking for lower prices. I was looking for it to come down, take out this low right here. But when I noticed this, and I got to it a little bit late again because I had my focus elsewhere with some other stuff. So I did get to it a little bit late. I actually got to it, was already kind of making its move, and it was already left, kind of already left the station, I guess you could say. But at this point, we were having this pullback right here, and I was anticipating that it was going to take these highs up above, and that was the process. But this was the lower time frame play down here. That was valid, and that's what we saw take place on GBP USD. Right? So right there, I just gave you two strategies, guys. I just gave you two strategies right there on a platter. Okay? And really go in and study what I'm showing you here, because it all connects. It's all based around market structure and liquidity. The first one with a counter trend, and then the next one with a lower time frame, but it was aligned with the higher time frame trend. It was a higher time frame point of interest, a lower time frame shift, attack upper buy stops. The first one was counter trend, but you're simply utilizing the lower time frame chart to identify a change in trend, and you're attacking higher time frame stops. That's it. Right there. Two strategies, boom, back to back. Right? And let me see if I got anything else that I can go over this morning for you, because I don't want to make this video too long. And again, I'll be dropping videos again, as I've said, like at the very least one trade review a week. I'll drop in the public YouTube channel. You can kind of get a glance at what I'm doing. And then for the mentorship folks coming 2024 that are enrolled in the mentorship, and if you are interested in getting in that mentorship, I'm going to leave a link to the waiting list in the video description. I still think there's last I checked, there was 40 spots left. So you still got time to get in there, and plenty of spots left. So if you want to take part in that, you're going to be able to see this strategy, or I'm going to be going over it in detail every single day that the market is open in my live streams. The mentorship group gets video lessons every single day. You're going to get chart breakdowns every single day. You're going to get a very good understanding of what I'm doing here, right? I'm so ready to, to implement this stuff, because if the data, if it performs like I've been getting in this data, I'm about to clean the fuck up, right? I'm about to clean the fuck up. If I keep getting the same results that I've been getting in data, I'm going to be cleaning up next year. Okay. Now, past results don't always, tell the future, but even if it's in that ballpark, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't, pretty excited for what, for these strategies to be implemented next year. It is going to be much more active. Okay. My last strategy, probably on average got about one trade a week. This is going to be a much more active trading style. I'm not gunslinging. I'm still prioritizing quality over quantity, but essentially you just got more higher quality plays is what I'm looking at here. Right. So that's what I'm going to be doing next year. So we'll be talking about that in depth. So for my mentorship people, it'll be very clear. So don't worry. It'll be very clear what I'm doing, the strategies that I'm implementing when you're in there next year. Okay. And yeah, so Euro USD, do we have anything on this morning? So again, I'm not going to act like I'm perfect. I do think we're going to have another move lower here in the near future on Euro USD, as I made very clear in chat this morning. But it did give a nice little pullback this morning. So we had a similar deal right here, right? Euro USD was a similar deal. And when I say that is because it was bullish market structure this morning. It was consistently trending up higher, putting in higher lows. And then I went to the lower time frame this morning on Euro USD as well, and we got a similar deal. Okay. Because if you go to the lower time frame, you can see it came up, it was ripping up. It came up to this imbalance right here, and it found resistance in London session. So kind of a similar deal as GBP USD, although it didn't take out the sell stops on this one. But it did take out the low hanging objective, right? So there's a couple different ways that you could have played this. You could have shot for these stops down here. You could have did that. you could have got in this imbalance, but of course you would want to bail later after you saw this little move happen, which I'll go into here in a moment. But what we saw in GBP or Euro USD was it did pull up into a premium. Now, if I'm being completely honest, you probably would have missed this one because I don't think it might have just barely missed. It hit a premium, but I think it was just like look at that. Look how shallow it was. So it's debatable whether you even got filled on that or not because it was such a shallow run. But that is a potential play because again, you got the higher time frame draw right here. You got these sell stops. The market structure is bullish. It's not taking out any higher time frame sell stop liquidity. Lower time frame shift in London. The trend is set. Premium marketplace. You have a clear draw down below. You have the displacement. You have the premium. You have also have the 20 institutional price level in there as well. And then that provides you with that low hanging objective. It hits that. And that's what I'm all about. Like I'm all about hitting low hanging objectives. That's me personally. That's a style that fits me. Maybe you like bigger risk reward type of stuff. Like the strategies that I'm teaching, you're going to be able to get big risk reward type of plays as well. But myself personally, in my style, I do prefer taking low hanging objectives and just get my money, being done with it, and then just playing it like that. But it really comes down to you because as I just said a moment ago, the strategies that I'm teaching, it allows for really good risk reward as well, if that is something that you want. What comes with that though is more losses or more break even type of deals, which is like what you see right here. Like you could have on Euro USD, here's what I mean by this. You could have shot for this low down here as a profit target. Okay, because you got that shift. So you could shoot for that. But again, this is kind of the trade-off for that. And that's what people don't talk about with like big risk reward type of plays. What comes with big risk reward, guys, is more losses, more break-even type of deals. You got to bail. That's just a trade-off. But people seem to forget that. When they're selling their courses, when a lot of these guys sell their courses, they don't seem to mention that, right? That's part of it. If you want a high win rate, well then, you can't have everything, right? So you could, with this strategy that I'm teaching, this was actually a valid profit target. But here's the deal. Also, what I'm going to be teaching you, you would have been able to bail early on this. Okay? Like you wouldn't have took a full L on it either. That's the thing. Because after we got this push up right here, you would want to bail. You want to bail. So in short though, we took liquidity and it had a lower time frame shift. It had the 15-minute fair value gap confirmation, and you have the third candle draw right here on the 1 hour chart. As soon as I saw this third candle draw right here, guys, I saw the third candle draw. I saw the wiki price action right here. Look at this. Look at how wiki that is. Look at how it closed above that level right there. That tells you everything you need to know, guys. And it's overall bullish already. So you got to be a little bit more nimble, being that you're fighting the trend. At that point, you'd be able to bail. You'd be able to bail break even and just get out of it at that point. Or maybe bail with a small L, or just depending on where you got in, right? Or maybe even bail with a little bit of profit. But at that point, that was your cue to bail. So you wouldn't have got your profit target, but you would have been able to bail with a small L or break even, and then you would have been able to avoid it ramping up and taking these highs right here. Okay, because it took out the lows, liquidity, it had the shift, it's already bullish, it's coming to New York at this point, which is prime time for that reversal. So you can come to the conclusion, okay, it's not worth holding it at this point, I need to bail. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching you all this in detail next year, guys. All this is going to be taught in detail. But if you were shooting for the low hanging objective on this play, and let's just say you did get in, even though it's debatable, right? Because it was a very light retracement. But if you shot for the low hanging objective, you would have made money and you would have just been out, done with it. Boom. That's how I like to do it, right? That's how I like to take profits. It's just take low hanging objectives and be done with it. That's my style. But if you like absolutely need much like bigger winners than losses, like you say you need at least like a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1, you're going to get those opportunities. There's plenty of opportunities with the particular styles that I'm teaching. Okay. It just really comes down to you and how you want to do it, which, we'll talk through that in the mentorship next year. You just have to, I'm going to be working closely with you guys. So I'm going to be able to, learn more about the type of style that fits you, etc. And then we'll tailor something that fits you. But that's the deal, guys. Like that was the setup. Like this is like the same type of deal as GBP USD. It just didn't have as good fall through, right? Which is fine. But that's like the same deal because it was bullish. It gave the counter trend right here. It gave the low hanging objective. Didn't quite give these sell stops down here. Ramped up. And that's what we saw play out. Okay. So I just want to kind of show a few different examples in this video, but I have other strategies as well. That just didn't really present today. Let me double check though. Make sure I'm not mistaken here. Let's see. 80 USD is another example of one that's playing out right now. Lower time frame shift in there, but we already kind of talked about that type of style. And then USD CHF, same deal. Lower time frame shift off a higher time frame level. That had good follow through. I'll call that in chat as well. And again, that's kind of a similar deal as that lower time frame play that I talked about on GBP USD, but with a short scenario, just reverse it. It's the same type of deal. And also, I have other types of styles as well, guys. Now, this one didn't fall through, but that was just a complete mess this morning. It was just choppy price action. But that really wasn't even, if I'm not mistaken, there really wasn't even a clean setup on this strat or on this pair for my strategy this morning. There wasn't really anything on it. I did figure it. I was kind of leaning bearish on it, but it was messy price action, and it ended up ramping up. But there was really no setup on that one right here this morning for my strategy. And I have other stuff as well. Like I have the best plays, like for my strategy next year. And actually, I'm gonna leave because it'll be simpler like this. I'm going to leave another link to one of the other strategies I'm going to be implementing next year. I've actually already made videos on it. I think it's called something like Get Funded with this ICT trading strategy. And it's really just having multi-time frame alignment, like with the higher time frame. Like these are the best plays. Having the 4-hour trim back in you and then have a 1-hour shift and then just trading with the 4-hour and the 1-hour in alignment. And it's a lot like the strategy that I traded in 2023, all throughout 2023, but with the 4-hour being the key deciding factor here, the higher time frame that I go off of. I just need the 4-hour, the 1-hour market structure, and multi-time frame alignment. I need the draw and everything intact. And again, guys, I don't really have a good example for that today, but I'm going to leave a link in the video description to that video. Okay. It's called something like Get Funded with his ICT trading strategy. You'll see it in the video description. You can watch it after this video and it'll cover everything. Like you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. That's the other strategy I'm going to be implementing into next year. And so I got several different things that's going on here. So I am quite excited to kind of roll it out here. It's going to be a banger year. It's going to be a great year. So just kind of giving you a little bit of a peek into what I'm going to be doing next year. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you later.